Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra, I am preacher of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and today I come with very special lecture. Today I am going to talk about effective communication and Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, the supreme teaching of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, and by which we can make ourselves as effective communicator. So before that, we just have to understand what is effective communication and what type of communication is required to make our communication effective. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by S.C. Bhakti Vedanta Srila Mahaprabhu from ISKCON temple, and I would have to say Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book but true sense, pure book, the science and humanity, and I am trying to propagate the humanity on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempted to commit suicide on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So let's get into the communication skill which must be effective listener. If people would love to listen you, so that kind of communication is known as effective communication. So what kind of communication? So what is the first we have to know what is the communication and what is the effective communication. So communication by which we are transferring our ideas, our feeling, our thoughts, our belief, our lifestyle, our character, our moral values we are transferring to the other people. So this is real meaning of communication. Effective communication is about to more than just exchanging the information. It's not just exchanging the information. It's about understanding the emotion and intention behind the information. About showing empathy. Even Lord Krishna stated. Even Lord Krishna, Arjuna stated, Madhav, I'm not going to fight this war. So leave it. I'm not going to fight this war. At that time, Lord Krishna understand what Lord Krishna at that time Lord Krishna could not understood, and Lord Krishna only listened the information and passing the information, and they take the information, they leave. At that time Lord Krishna was not able to deliver entire Srimad Bhagavad Gita before Arjuna, but Lord Krishna was effective communicator and he tried to understand the information with the feeling, with the emotion of Arjuna, and as well as being able to clearly convey a message, you need to also listen in a way that gains the full meaning of what is being said and make the other person feel heard and also understood. Effective communication sounds like a should be instinctive, but also often when they try to communicate with others something goes astray. We say one thing, the other person hears something else, and also misunderstanding, frustration and conflicts ensue, and this can cause the problem in your home, school and also workplace. So what are the legs while making a effective communication? What are the loophole, means not loophole, what are the legs? So first is stress and also out of the control emotion. Whenever we are in stress, whenever we are in out of control of our emotion, at that time we are unable to understand the feeling of other. So unless to understand the feeling of other, we can't be effective communicator. Second one is lack of focus. Sometimes we are not able to focus. So third one is inconsistent body language. In order to understand the feeling, the emotion of the particular person, we have to understand, we have to observe the body language of the particular person while passing the information. Negative body language as well as a positive body language, both is required most. So, what Lord Krishna stated about effective communication, what are the components of effective communication? These all the components are in Lord Krishna. First, Lord Krishna listened. When Arjuna was cried, Arjuna was in too much grief at that time. Lord Krishna was listen only. Arjuna stated, my entire body is trembling. Madhav, what ought to do, what ought not to do? I am not able to understand. I'm not able to understand whether I don't see how good can come by killing our own kinsmen in the battle. Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire my any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. So this all things, negative feelings are there. With actually Lord Krishna was understanding everything. Even Arjuna stated, Kulak saraya panasyati kula dharma sanatanaha dharma nashtaha kulaha krustam adharmo brivati utvaha. With the destruction of the dynasty, eternal family tradition also vanished. With the destruction of the dynasty, entire family tradition is also vanished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in the e-religion. So this is what even Arjuna stated. When e-religion is a prominent in the family of Krishna, the woman of the family become a polluted, and from the degraded of the womanhood, the descendant of Vishnu comes unwanted progeny. Unwanted progeny. कुल का नाश हो जाने से वुमन अपवित्र हो जाएंगी स्त्रियां, और वुमनहुड अपवित्र होगा, उससे क्या होगा? प्रोजनी, अनवांटेड प्रोजनी, मतलब ऐसे मतलब संतानों का जन्म होगा जो कुल का नाश कर देगा, संसार का नाश कर देगा. So this kind of negative feelings are there. This kind of things Arjuna thought. Even Lord Krishna understood. Lord Krishna was active listener. Arjuna was speaking, Lord Krishna was listening. And as soon as Arjuna finished, Lord Krishna took a mic on his hand and started to speak. And Lord Krishna spoken 700 verses within a 20 minutes. Lord Krishna spoken 700 verses. And Lord Krishna, the Supreme Person Godhead, said, Krustva kasmala midah vismehe sum upastitam anarya jastama aswaram akriti karam arjunaha. The Supreme Person Godhead, my dear Arjuna, how has this all impurity come upon to you? This all are not befitting a man who knows the value of life, and they lead not higher planet but to infamy. They need not lead higher infamy but infamy. Here Lord Krishna further stated, Klebhyam masmagam partha ne tattva upapadyate sudram hridaya dobalya tekto uttishta parantapa. Here Arjuna was listening. After whatever Arjuna has spoken, Lord Krishna listened. Now it's a turn of Lord Krishna. Here Lord Krishna was speaking, and Arjuna was listening. Here Lord Krishna stated, Klebhyam masmagam partha ne tattva upapadyate sudram hridaya dobalya tekto uttishta parantapa. Hey Arjun, hey Parantap, path utho और युद्ध करो. So here the way of communication was very effective. Hey Parth, hey Arjun, utho और युद्ध करो. Yuddham saranam gacchami. The intensity of the voice of Lord Krishna, Krishna directly stated, Parth, these kind of things is not befitting to you. The person who know the value of life, this kind of things is not befitting to you. Klebhyam masmagam partha ne tattva upapadyate sudram hridaya dobalya takto uttishta parantapa. Hey Parantap Arjun, hey Parth, hey Prutha Putra, utho और युद्ध करो. These kind of things is not befitting to you. Before that, Lord Krishna listening, whatever emotion, whatever feeling, and whatever grievances of Arjuna, very, very carefully Lord Krishna was listened. But now it's turned, and Lord Krishna got a remedy. How to clear, how to wind up this kind of, how to wipe out this kind of negative feeling which is raised in the heart of Arjuna. First, in the first verse, when Lord Krishna started to speak, here Lord Krishna said, these kind of things is not befitting to you. How come these all things come upon to you? How come this kind of all impurity come upon to you? How is this possible, Arjuna? This kind of thing is not befitting to those person or those people who know the value of life. So whenever we are actually going to become an effective communicator, we have to understand the feeling, the actual emotion of the particular person, not only getting information, but with the information we have to get the emotion as well as we have to get the feeling. We have to understand, we have to keep ourselves in the place of the particular person. Until unless keeping ourselves in the place of the particular person, we are unable to understand. And for that, we have to be neutral. It's something like त्रिगुणिया विषया वेदा निश्रय गुणियो भवार्जनाः निर्बंधो नित्य शाश्वतो निर्योग सेम आत्मवाद. हे परंतप अर्जुन, हे पृथापुत्र, त्रिगुणिया विषया वेदाः निश्रय गुणियो भवार्जनाः निर्बंधो नित्य शाश्वतो निर्योग सेम आत्मवाद. हे परंतप, हे अर्जुन, हे पृथापुत्र, what you have to do? Triguniya Vishya Veda, whatever gunas, whatever quality you are having by the three modes of the material nature, you have to abandon, and you have to be neutral. For whenever we are trying to understand the feeling of a particular person, we have to be neutral. We don't have a positive feeling as well as a negative feeling. We have to be neutral, and we just have to understand the feeling of the particular person with the information. Until unless putting ourselves in place of the particular person, we are unable to understand the feeling of the particular person, and we will never eradicate the pain of the particular person. So here Lord Krishna stated, Triguniya Vishya Veda Nishrey Guniyo Bhavarjanaha Niribandho Nitya Sasvato Niryoga Same Atmavad. So be neutral, and whatever you gain, you just have to renunciate the feeling to protect, and whatever you will lose, you just have to live our kind of anxiety. So this is what Lord Krishna stated about effective communication. We all have to be neutral, and what kind of people can be understand or effective communicator? Here Lord Krishna stated, Sthita Pragya, sthir buddhi wala insan, the sage of steady mind, in which Lord Krishna clearly stated. Here Krishna stated, what Krishna stated, स्थित प्रज्ञ च भाषा च अर्जुन आस्थित प्रज्ञ च भाषा च समाधि तस्य केशवः स्थिततिथि प्रभावेते किम स्थित वर्जेत किमः. Arjuna here asked about effective communicator, or the person who is having a stage of steady mind. The symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in the transcendencies. How does he speak? What is his language? And how does he sit? And how does he walk? So here Arjuna asked to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna Sri Bhagwan Uvachah Prajahati Yada Kamana Sarvastha Api Manogatanah Atmana Iva Atmana Tustah Stitah Prajasya Toda Uchyatehe. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna stated, when a man gives up all the variety of desire for sense of gratification, the desire for the sense of gratification which arise for the mental concoction, when his mind is purified and find a satisfaction in the self alone, self-satisfied, self-controlled, only self-controlled person can be effective communicator. So this is the first characteristics, this is the first quality to be effective communicator: self-control, self-satisfied, and self-consciousness. What has Lord Krishna further said? दुखेषु अनुविग्ध मनः सुखेषु विगतस्पो वित राग भय क्रोधः स्थित धीर मुनिर उच्यते. One who is not disturbed in the mind, even amidst the threefold of the miseries. There is a too much miseries, too much grievances, there is a too many problems. But the person whose mind is not disturbed and not elated, his mind is not elated when there is a happiness, and who is free from the attachment, fear and anger. Who can be effective communicator? The person who is free from, listen it very carefully, the person who is free from the attachment, fear and anger is called sage of steady mind, and only the person who is sage of steady mind can be effective communicator. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good and evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in the perfect knowledge. The person who is fixed in the perfect knowledge, that kind of person can be effective communicator. यदा संहर्ते चाह्य कर्मण अपि न सर्वस्यः इंद्रियाणास्ति न भयस्ततः प्रजा प्रतिष्ठितः. One who is able to withdraw his senses from the sense of object, as the tortoise draw its limbs within a cell, and is firmly fixed in the perfect consciousness. firmly fixed in the consciousness. The person who is not attached with this material world, the person who is treating all living entity equally, only that kind of person can be effective communicator and try to understand the pain of the particular person. And without understanding the pain of the particular person, you are unable, listen it very carefully, you are unable to eradicate the pain of the particular person. Vishyavini vaddarte niharasya dehinah rasavarjam rasopesya param drashtva nivartate. यह लॉर्ड कृष्णा स्टेटेड, जो इंसान स्वाद से छूटने के लिए भोजन का ही त्याग कर देता है, उसके मन से स्वाद की लालसा कभी जाती ही नहीं। पार्थ, जो इंसान स्वाद से छूटने के लिए भोजन का ही त्याग कर देता है ना, उसके मन से स्वाद की कभी लालसा जाती ही नहीं है। तो स्वाद से छूटने के लिए भोजन का त्याग नहीं करना चाहिए। सिमिलरली, इफ यू आर ट्राइंग टू बी इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेटर, you don't have to renunciate to communicate. You have to be communicator, and without communicating with other person, you are unable to become a effective communicator. ये तो आप ही कौनते हैं पुरुषस्य विपस्थितः इंद्रियाणि प्रथाथिनः हरयन्ति प्रसव मनः। हरयन्ति प्रसव मनः, ये कृष्णा, here Vasudev, here Govind, here Govardhana, ये clearly stated, हे माधवा मधुसूदना मुरलीधरा, है मुरलीधरा, धरा धरा मधुसूदना मनमोहना, है मुरलीधरा। Here Krishna stated, the senses are so strong and impetuous. Listen it very carefully. The senses are so strong and impetuous. Listen it very carefully. I am repeating it again. I am repeating. The senses are so strong and impetuous. Oh Arjun, they are forcibly carry away the mind, even a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. The person who has controlled his mind by sense of gratification, by sensory organs, only that kind of person who can be effective communicator. Here further Lord Krishna stated, Tani sarvani sayamta yuktah asti matparah vasehi yasindryani tasya pragya pratishtitah. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence. Only the person who is with a steady intelligence, that particular person can be effective communicator. So here Krishna stated, one who restrains his sense by keeping them under full control and fixed his consciousness upon me, fixed the consciousness on Lord Krishna, upon Lord Krishna, is known as a man of steady intelligence. Here further Lord Krishna stated, Dhyaito Vishyan Punsaha Sangasetu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamah Kamat Krodho Vinjayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibramah Smriti Hinsat Buddhi Naso Buddhi Nasat Panasyati. Here Krishna, Vasudev, Yadav, here Madhusudan, Mukunda, Murari, Kesava, Govardhana, Janardana. Here Krishna stated, जो इंसान स्वाद से छूटने के लिए भोजन का ही त्याग कर देता है, उसके मन से स्वाद की लालसा कभी जाती ही नहीं, हमेशा स्वाद से लिए तत्पर रहता है। कृष्णा स्टेटेड, ध्यायतो विश्यान पुंस संग सेतु पजायते संगात संजायते कामा कामात क्रोधो भिंजायते। Lord Krishna clearly stated here, ध्यायतो विश्यान पुंस। So we just have to understand our desire. Our desire will definitely make all of us attached with the material pool or material things. Lord Krishna further stated how to be effective communicator. So here Krishna stated, first you have to control your mind. How to control your mind? You just have to control your desire. Here फल की आशा से कामना प्रकट होती है। कामना का स्वभाव है असंतोषी। असंतोष के कारण क्रोध जन्म लेता है, क्रोध के कारण मोह जन्म लेता है, मोह के कारण व्यक्ति आचार और व्यवहार का ज्ञान ही भूल जाता है, ज्ञान के चले जाने से बुद्धि चली जाती है, अनुचित प्रकार के कार्य होने लगते हैं और अंत में ऐसा व्यक्ति का पूर्ण रूप से पतन हो जाता है. The person who are having a desire, the person who is having a desire, that person can't be effective communicator, because there is some desire, some expectation with that person with whom he has been communicating. So without any desire, without any kind of expectation in the person who is communicating, only that kind of person can be sorted out the problem of a particular person or can be effective communicator. Here something like avratam gnanam eteno granino nityavarina काम रूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूर्णे अनलेन च. The wise living entities pure consciousness become covered by the eternal enemy in the form of lust. Lust means any desire which one is outside from your goal or activities, and lust will never satisfy, our desire will never satisfy. The particular person who is having a desire will never become a effective communicator. इंद्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिर अधिष्ठानम् उच्यते एतैर्विमोहते एष ज्ञान आवृतं देहिन. इंद्रियाणि मनोबुद्धिर, the senses, the mind and intelligence are sitting place of the lust or desire, and through them lust covers the real knowledge of living entity and bewilder him. The person who is not able to make himself free from the lust and desire who is not able to become a effective communicator, because he is having a desire and lust. So how can he be effective communicator? How can he understand the pain of the particular person or others? So for that you just have to be neutral without any expectation of desire. तस्माद इंद्रियाणि आदु नियम्य भारतवर्षः पाप प्रजहि एन ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम. पाप प्रजहि एनः ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम. Therefore, O Arjun, based of the Bharata, in the very beginning, in order to curb the great symbol of the lust by regulating the senses, by sensory organs, if you are able to control your senses or regulate your senses by your sensory organs, then आंखें तो देखेंगी, मुंह है तो बोलेगा, नाक है तो सूंघेगा, कान है तो सुनेगा, हाथ है तो टच करेगा और करेंगी. So what we have to do? We have to regulate our senses by our sensory organs, by our eyes, what we have to speak, what we have to see, what we have to sniff, what we have to hear, and what we have to touch. If we control our five senses by our five sensory organs, then we can be self-realized, and with the self-realization we can be effective communicator. This is what Lord Krishna stated. Even chapter number 6, Lord Krishna further stated, chapter number 6, verse number 6, बंधुरा आत्मान तस्य एन आत्माव जितः अनात्मान शत्रु वर्तमेव शत्रुवतः. The person who has conquered his mind is greatest friend. But the person who is failed to do so, his very mind is greatest enemy of the particular person. And jitatma the prasantasya paramatma samahitah sitosana sukh dukhasya tatha man apmanayoha. The person who has conquered his mind, the super soul is already reached and he has attained the supreme tranquility. And to such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor, these all are same for the particular person. The particular person who is having all are same, like happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor, these all things are same. Only that kind of person can become a effective communicator. I hope you all can understand. If you are having any questions, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe.